So once again, welcome back to Netflix Football on another episode of NEX-GEN India Superstars. This is a new initiative of mine of bringing up all the local talents who have been pledging their way to the sport and giving their lives to the sport. And actually, coming in last time around, we did it with Rishabh, who is a youth prospect. Now we have a professional football player, and as the cover actually shows, he is someone with quite a bit of niche with the Indian football spectrum. So he is AYUSHMAAN CHATURVEDI, a former ATK Mohun Bagan George Telegraph player, plays in the Delhi League. We'll hear more about that as let's actually welcome him on the screen right now. He'd be better fit than anybody to talk about his story, and there's a lot of interesting things to talk about. Let's have him here in 3, 2, and 1. AYUSHMAAN, you are live. Man, how have you been? Pleasure, man. Right. Thing is, pandemic was happened. We all were scared that football is the world was suffering, but football is the only sport that actually, with by all means and by all precautions, actually went forward. So even though we don't think that pandemic will ease out upon us very easily, do you think there is proper measure for all the fans to come back into the stadium, so that we have not seen people going on to the ISL stadiums? EPL it started, La Liga it started. How much time more do you think? The inside news, you're associated with a lot of clubs, so you must have the know-how. Like, how much timeline are we expecting, figuratively, that we get to go and watch you folks dazzle on the ball? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ayushman, just a second, just a second. Ayushman, just a second. We are having a sound issue. Just a second. Uh, just a second. There's no sound. I am audible, but you are not audible. Just a second. Guys, we'll take a quick break and sort this out. Do stay tuned. We'll be back in a jiffy. Anshuman, speak. Speak. Anshuman, if you can hear me. Ayushman, if you can hear
Yeah,
me
I can
again.
hear you.
Yeah, it's better.
Yes.
Yep, it's sorted. I think the sound is
All right.
there. James, thank you so
Okay.
much. Sarthak, thank you so much. We'll start over with
Okay,
Ayushman.
perfect. Yeah.
I keep getting your name wrong. Beg your
So,
pardon. Let's start from the beginning, right?
all right.
Like
Yeah.
you've told us how the pandemic. We were discussing about the pandemic, like how it's been,
Yes, yes.
and do tell us how much of a time frame are you looking at that fans can actually come back into the stadium?
So Neil, the time frame is not which something which I cannot say or comment upon. It depends on the situation of the pandemic. Like if the cases drop and everyone gets vaccinated and AFF gives some kind of a regulation or something, then the fans can obviously come and watch. There won't be a problem. Like the safety will be there for everyone. So that's what it is. That's what the situation is. There's no certain time frame which you can say that, okay, 3 4 months or 5 months. So yeah,
Let's
that's
hope
what
the
it is.
pandemic is out of the way. And
I hope everything comes back to how it was, the fans coming into the stadium. You know, when I had played in CFL, like there were a lot of fans from the East Bengal
Yeah.
team. So that was another experience, you know.
Right. You know, in
But
Bengal,
it's
how much
obviously
we are
very
crazy
good.
about football.
Yes, yes, totally. Like
Absolutely.
it
All
was
right.
quite amazing. Like, you know, to get all
Mhm.
the fans and, you know, like you get goosebumps while playing.
Mhm.
It's some other experience.
All right. Okay, Ayushman, we'll talk about you now. Like, tell all the viewers your journey, like how you started appreciating the game of football, wanted to go professional, and do tell us, like, if all the young viewers out there who aims to be a footballer like you, a professional, like what do should they do, and like is it supported? Like, I think you'll be talking about how much supportive your family has been in this, but do you, if assuming
Right.
that's the case, do you think that it's
Hmm.
possible for us in India to have dreams about becoming a footballer, or does studies actually come first?
You know, I mean, I started my journey when I was very young. I started playing football when I was in stand class 3, when I had joined my school team. So from there on, I had started playing football, and you know, like I started loving the game from there. So I didn't have like a proper goal that time that I have to be a professional footballer or anything like that. I just completely played the game for the love of it, you know. And as far as my family is concerned, like my grandfather and my father both were sports person. Like my grandfather used to play hockey, football, and cricket, 3 sports, and he was a teacher as well in the school. So yeah, that all affected, like came into place, and you know, like that's how I took up football from there. And yeah, that's what. Uh, so that's all it is. Like that's how my journey started, and you
Mhm.
know, it was like I was playing school tournaments like week in week out. There were a lot of tournaments in Delhi. Then I had gone to like state trials, so I played for in the IPSC school nationals also. And from there on, I had gone for a scholarship to UK for 2 years, where I had so in class 12th, in class 11th,
Mhm.
mid of class 11th, I had left school and I had gone for an academy to UK for 2 years.
Mhm. Do tell us
So
the experience there, because you're a Chelsea fan, I
that
guess.
was, yeah, big time, man. Yeah. So like experience over there, you know, like when I had got that opportunity, then that's the time it clicked, you know, like okay, I can make something out of it, you know,
Mhm.
and going there and seeing that infrastructure, seeing what the academy is all about, you
Mhm.
know, the discipline, the nutrition, everything. So like that changed my perspective towards, you know, taking football more seriously.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, you missed out the main point. Like, who inspired you to become a footballer? Like, we all have our role models. Whom for you?
Yes. I mean, I would say in my family, my mother,
All right.
you know, like she's very hardworking, and I always look up to her, like in like whatever I do, maybe studies or like when I was in school, I looked up to her, like she was so hardworking, and like you know, she drove me like to play better, you know, on the pitch.
Right.
Yeah. And
And
as far as players are concerned,
mhm.
I always looked up to Ronaldinho. He's always been my idol.
Absolutely. You're an attacking midfielder like him, play through the left wing, play through the right wing. For all of you who's wondering, like, what his stats are, you can go to transfer market. Yes, he is listed on transfer market as well. So you can go and have a check to his statistics. I'll ask you about this as well. Do tell us about your playing style, how you ended up where you ended up, and do tell us like what things you like to do on the pitch, like what stands out for you.
So mostly, I like to be creative on the field. Like I
Mm-hmm.
started my football in school, and you know, like playing in the streets and stuff. So that part of me is there still while
Mm-hmm.
playing in professional games also. Like I like to create, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
play on my instinct basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, since you're a Ronaldinho fan, I'll ask you this. We have seen how Ronaldinho dazzles with the ball, and we like to pick up some habits from our idols, like the elastico or maybe the step overs,
Right.
or some skills like that. Like, do you implement
Yes.
all these into your game?
Of course, like like you keep practicing them in training, and that's how you put it on the game. Like it just comes naturally. Like you don't have to think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're coming against a player, you won't think like, okay, I'll do a step over. It just comes naturally. Like
Mm. Like,
depends on situations.
are
So
you permit, like, there's a question like we all hear that players are not allowed to do skills by their coaches, they're forbidden by that. So is there a limiter that your coaching staff or your analysts or whomever involved with the club actually prohibit you from doing, or lessen you to show your creativity? Has that ever happened?
um, I don't think that has ever happened to me personally. Like all the coaches I've played under, they've
Mm-hmm.
been very positive and supportive, and they've just told me like to play freely, in the attacking third. Because as an attacker, you have to take risks.
Absolutely.
If you won't take risks, then how will you convert chances, and you won't be able to do the extraordinary.
Right. Absolutely, because
Yeah.
for an attacker in this modern generation, you have to think out of the box. You just cannot just the classic number 10s or the support strikers in older generations, the likes of Riquelme, the likes of Aymar, all changed that, especially that position, like James Rodriguez was mentioning in an interview. You have to change your game a lot. Even as an attacker, you have to come back and defend. It's not that you just have to sit over there
Of course.
and just watch the ball. Like, an interesting question from one of the subscribers is, which club are you going to play in the near future? Before you answer that, do tell me about your journey with
Yes.
ATK Mohun Bagan and your journey with George Telegraph as well.
So so I signed my first contract with Mohun Bagan at the age of 19 after coming back from England.
Mm-hmm.
So that time, Subhash Bhomik sir was there, and I had given a trial for a good 1.5 months. So my journey started there, and we went on to win the I League that year.
Yes.
So that was a very special year for me, and for that year being my first year, and for me it was like a altogether different experience, because in that squad there were some top players, like JJ Da and Balwant Paji, and Katsumi was there, Sony was there. So everyone, like the top players, and that year everyone played so well. We had an amazing squad,
Yes.
amazing fitness trainer, Garcia sir.
Mm-hmm.
So the experience playing for Mohun Bagan was quite amazing, and of course the fans made it even more beautiful. They always
Absolutely.
supported us in training, in games, everywhere. You feel loved when you come to Calcutta.
Absolutely. And the maroon you're wearing also signifies the love you have for the Mariners. Even I'm a hardcore Mariner as well. Of course, I have done a podcast, if you know, with with Shovik Ghosh, who was the left back in that winning squad. I've met Katsumi during my training days when I was doing some other stuff. Also, even the likes of Pranay Hallar, fantastic squad that term around. Like, less about Mohun Bagan, more about you now. Like your future plans. Like, you are currently playing in the all famous Delhi League. So your current like, let's reframe the question. Your current short-term ambitions and your long-term ambitions.
So the short-term goals are basically to play a higher level. Obviously the I League or the ISL for now, which is in the near term. I'm looking to sign a club there, like in the I League or the ISL. So just working on that, and basically keeping myself fit in this time before the preseason begins.
Absolutely.
And as far as like long-term goals are concerned, I was like I would always like to play for my country, like obviously, and like the main goal is to play in Europe, to go back and play in Europe again.
Like, what differentiates Indian football? Like, everybody has had this question, but from you, Ayushman, you had the experience of going to England, of training over there in UK. So what are the basic differences, the minute differences that actually, it's not that we don't have talent. There is a lot of glaring talent like yourselves to speak for.
Of course.
Like what is the basic difference that actually differentiates the two countries?
I mean, European football is totally different. Like their structure and the duration of their league is pretty long. The players get to play a lot of games as compared to us. Like in the ISL or in the I League, we are playing around 16, 18 games a season. As compared to a player who's playing in the Premier League, he's playing around 30 to 40 games easily. You know,
Minimum.
if you minimum, that's minimum. If you're starting, not even starting in every game, because there are so many competitions. You have the FA Cup, you have the Europa League, you have the Champions League, then you have preseason games. So there is a lot of fixtures there, and a player always develops by playing the game. It's a craft. So the more hours you spend on the pitch, not only training, because training is just a part of it. Like playing the game will give you more experience.
Absolutely.
So I feel they have an edge over us in terms of experience because they have played so many games from a very young age. While I was in the UK, I played around 60 games in my 2 years.
Amazing.
So
Total.
we had every week we had 2 games to play.
That's how you
So
build up the stamina, right? And your physique. That's absent in Indian football.
exact. I wouldn't say the physique is very, very like it's maybe you can say it's like we are there in the physical factor, we are there, but if you see like experience wise, like we still lack because they have already played a lot of games. Like if you compare the years, they have played they are very ahead of us in terms of minutes played,
Right.
I would say.
And that accumulates for match sharpness and match intelligence. That what comes to you as second nature.
Exactly. Your decision making on the field, it just comes naturally to them, because over the football is a fast game anywhere you play. So the more you get used to it, it'll come naturally to you, the decision making on the field and
Right? You have to take a
your
lot of
skills
split
and
second
everything.
decisions. Like the more you play, suppose you're a left winger, I'm assuming, the more you play with your left back, you're gonna know he's gonna make that run, and you're gonna blindly play that pass in perfect pass to him. That
Exactly.
happens with experience. That
Exactly.
happens. The partnership develops with experience. Even I'm
Yes.
same opinions with you regarding this fact that Indians, we need more matches because 20,
Exactly.
25 games a season is not enough, is it?
Right.
Considering Bruno
Sorry.
Fernandes played 67 games last season, including the Euros, 1/3 of the
Right.
amount of what Indians are getting at the moment. So even I've spoken with a lot of footballing professionals, footballing personnel, even have the same ideologies, philosophy. Wants the betterment of Indian football, say that very less games to play, rather than no preseason. Even in the ISL, Ayushman, we're seeing probably no preseason where a lot of clubs are tied up with European giants. They could easily have invited them over for a preseason term, but not happening. Okay, few questions.
Right.
All right. Which club or which community in UK did you play for? Is the question that Shubham asks. Ayushman.
Yeah. So I played for Brookhouse College Football Academy. It was in Leicestershire. It's very close to Leicester City.
All right. So how far is it from Cobham, the Chelsea's training ground? I'm sure you went there.
Yeah, it's pretty far. It's a 3-hour drive.
Goodness, you went to the Chelsea stadium, right?
Yes, I've been there.
Do share the experience. That's been a lifelong dream of mine. Not to go to the Chelsea stadium, of course, to the Manchester United, to do the Theatre of Dreams, the Old Trafford. Of course,
Okay.
that's we are rivals basically at this moment of time. Then
Yes,
again,
yes.
do share us the experience of actually going on to see the club of your dreams, the club you supported as a boy. What the emotions? Do share the emotions.
I can't share the emotions. It's like I can't describe the feeling. You can see my smile on my face. Like being on that stadium was just like a different level. It was quite amazing.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I just want a few other questions. Like, I'm gonna put you in a bit of a tough spot over here. Like, we saw what happened with the Messi situation, right? We all are, people have asked me to do a segment on the Messi one, but most reports are out there. So I decided not to indulge in that all a bit. But I'll still speak about a bit of what's happening. Is that what I think is it's a power play between Real Madrid, Barcelona, and the La Liga with respect to the broadcasting rights. We all agreed with Leo Messi. You just cannot. That rumor was like 5-10 minutes. It was made official. There was no build up. There was no rumors. I'll ask you thoughts about this. Like, do you think that football is not football anymore? It's more all over the world. It's just money, power, politics, more than just the sport. Are we losing the sport to money, Ayushman?
I wouldn't say that. Like, I mean, like, our sports is still the way. I mean, it's evolved, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
in a modern way, and of course, players have like a big transfers are happening up in European football and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But football is still, loved by fans. It's like you you have to like prove yourself, on the field and to the fans in
Right.
order to be there.
Right.
There's no elevator to success. You have to climb the staircase.
True. But that's the thing, like football was all about talent, hard work. We've all debated about Messi, Ronaldo. All right. On that note, Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, whom do you idolize, and why?
No, there's no comparison between them, and they are like I wouldn't choose like
You have to. You
it's a
have to.
very
You have to.
no.
You
I mean,
have. Come on.
as a football lover, I cannot.
But someone whom you'd idolize. Come on. You're a Ronaldinho fan that comes close to Messi's club. But even Cristiano, his work ethic. Someone whom you'd. I know it's very difficult to divide opinion, but at least give us a peek into your brain.
You cannot compare two gods. You cannot.
You're gonna stick with that. Oh,
Yes.
your European idol was your Brazilian, your South American idol was Ronaldinho. Any European idols you followed closely and labeled your game upon?
Not really. Like just had one idol from the very beginning.
That's exceptionally good to hear, because we see a lot of toxicity in the fan bases at the moment with Messi going and all. All right, like that's all right,
Yes,
but
yes.
then
I mean,
again,
it's quite like unfortunate the way he's going. Like
it would be difficult
they
to
should
see
have,
him in
like,
other colors after so many years,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be?
Of course, unbelievable. It's very heartbreaking for the Barca fans, obviously.
Especially he is like arguably one of the best players in history, and someone who's dedicated most of his, like, people question his loyalty and understand how, like, he's been there. Like, I am a Cristiano Ronaldo fan, but I'm not blind to the fact that how great, not just good, how great Leo Messi has been for FC Barcelona, and he's been all the years he's had offers from PSG, Man City time and again,
course.
and he's stayed put. So in this note, I'd like to
Yes,
ask
I
you
think
this, like, how as a professional, right? As a professional, how much does loyalty counts to you as a professional footballer?
right.
Skill.
I mean, it means a lot. Like if a club you're at and you've been playing there for 2 to 5 years.
Mhm.
So it basically becomes your family. You
Mm.
become very comfortable there, and like the fans and everyone in the club, the management, the players. It becomes a big family.
Right.
So yeah,
Is it possible to actually have your loyalty and be professional? Is it possible, Ayushman? Very honestly.
um, of course it is, no doubt.
You must have, like, for example, I'm a Mohun Bagan fan. If I play for Mohun Bagan and if I get an offer from Europe, or if I may get an offer
Right.
from other top Asian countries, what would be, put yourself like in that situation? What definitely
Okay.
you would go, wouldn't you?
I would, but it depends on the person. See, like
Mhm.
what his goals are as a professional.
Right, right.
You know, at what stage of your career you are in.
Definitely. Always give back to the motherland is what we
Of course.
expected. All right. On the final question, on the final note, not a question, it's my question for the kids who are actually growing up, idolizing all the
Yes.
Ronaldinhos, all the Cristianos, all the Neymars, all the Messis. How much important is hard work, dedication, and discipline? Do annotate that with us, like, and give us a few tips for all those who are watching who aspire to be a footballer like you, like daily, what they need to do to actually become a relevant name in the sport.
It's very important to be disciplined, first of all.
Mhm.
And hard work also plays a very hard work, discipline, your work ethic, everything plays a crucial role. But also you have to be very smart in how you manage your time.
Right.
So you can't just train for hours and hours and hours and not give rest to your body, because you have to take care of your body also, your
Right.
proper diet. There are a lot
Right.
of factors which come in. Like people only see hard work,
Mhm.
but there is much more than that. There are a lot of factors. You have to sleep. You have to sleep on time. You have to eat a certain type of food.
Right. It must be difficult because not enjoying your delicious treats. Like,
I would say it's a lifestyle. Like it becomes your lifestyle. Once you keep doing it for years, it just becomes your lifestyle.
cannot imagine my weekly biryani not being handed to me. Just kidding. Just kidding. Even I'm a fitness freak who's gone way off road. But still, even I'm recovering from ligament injury. So even
Okay.
though
I
that's
hope you recover soon.
that's a bummer. Like my footballing days are probably over. Even but the analysis part, football is more than just me. I realized that a long time back, and I'm privileged to host stellar names like you onto the channel. Ayushman, it's been a thrill.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely been a thrill to host.
Thank you so much, Neil.
Means a lot for you to come in. Let's hope to see you more very soon. Wishing you all the best
Yes.
for the upcoming season. May you soar high, and one day it's your dream. And let's hope that you get to wear the Chelsea jersey. Like, it's the dream, right? If you don't aim for the stars, you won't even land on the moon.
Of course.
Definitely, Ayushman, wishing you all the best.
Really agree with you.
Really,
Thank you so much.
I'm rooting for you right now, from right now. And I guess all the subscribers, all the viewers who are watching, do support Ayushman as well. I'll link his Insta IDs on the description if you want to give him a follow, if you want to have a chat with him. He's very friendly, he's very humble, and that's what makes a proper human being. And if you're a proper human being, you're a proper footballer. Ayushman, it was fun. Let's see you very soon. Bye bye. Have a good night.
Thanks, Neil.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye. So, okay, that was Ayushman Chaturvedi, former Mohun Bagan George Telegraph player. Amazing, really. So much insights to the life of a professional footballer and how he conducts himself, his experience in abroad, coming back to Mohun Bagan. So much to learn from. Oh, that was a blast. Alright, if you're new to the channel, do hit the like and the subscribe button. Amazing for all of you to actually tune in to this and keep supporting me on my journey. If you want to donate to the channel, the number is up there. You can do so. Of course, if you just want to spread the love, that's it. That's nothing else. Tomorrow, it's going to be the watch along Manchester United vs Everton as United go on to their final pre-season. Maybe we'll catch a glimpse of Jadon Sancho. Maybe we'll catch some news about Rafa Varane as well. Do tune in at 4:30 p.m. IST tomorrow. We'll be seeing you all then. Till then, my only message to you is, like, keep working hard. Whatever you're doing, wherever you might be struggling, hard work, there's no consequence or there's no substitute for hard work. It takes you places, man. It takes you places. All right, with that, this is your host Neil bidding you a very good night, and let's hope to see you tomorrow. 4:30 p.m. is the time. Stay safe, stay at home, and don't pile on the junk food. Keep yourselves healthy. Bye bye for now. See you tomorrow as promised. Bye.